This is Wes. Welcome to my channel. Gonna do a little driving talk. Um, Thought about having y'all look out the window or whatever, but it's just dead wheat, tumbleweed. So, and quite a bit of salt palmetto too. But anyway, um, cedars. Field full of weeds, wheat, nothing else. If I'd have taken that other road over there, it would have been worth it. It's the road's actually Valley View Road. It's actually really pretty. Found it on accident, but it's like completely out of the way for anywhere I go. So it's man, it's only an extra, I guess, mile and a half if I'm going to Sweetwater's. I guess next time I go to Sweetwater, I'll just start going that way. Why? Anyhow, so what this is about? This is about how things work. The mainstream media and everybody, and a lot of the people in politics, called the United States a democracy. Uh, I remember as a kid being taught that we were a democracy. Um, but we're not. Hear me out. We're not. We're a republic. The last thing a person would want if they want to live in a country where everybody's voice matters, everybody gets a fair shake, everybody is treated with equal respect and has the same rights, is a democracy. In a democracy, the largest group, dictates everything for everybody. The people, the, the Democratic side of our country's way of political thinking right now actually aren't all on the same page. But they have convinced all of the big group, the big bunch of actual Democrats. They have convinced a lot of the smaller political organizations and parties, which they should have their own party. It would make more sense. But they've convinced the Labor Party and the Libertarian Party, and which is odd. And the Libertarian Party shouldn't be confused with the liberals. Just because you're a liberal doesn't mean you're a libertarian. A libertarian doesn't think that there should be no rules. A libertarian understands that we all have our rights and liberties, and that the government should remain small, and that people should govern themselves within societal norms. A liberal thinks whichever the way the wind blows, whatever's going on right now, it should be okay. And that's different. But that's a big old book. We live in a republic. And the reason a republic is better is because everybody gets a voice. The being a Republican doesn't mean you're actually for the Republican way or the Republic way of thinking. That's I don't. I usually vote Republican because they're the closest to the way I believe. I am actually. Uh, I believe in uh, that the economy is driven by commerce. So uh, capitalism is important. You have to be generating capital. The economy rotates around capital. If there's no capital, if there's no money to be made, then nobody is going to spend the money they have. Because that is an only I have never seen a Ford F-250 that orange. In case he doesn't want to be shot. Anyhow, we can't. If you're a Democrat, the one party rules. That's it. The biggest people rule. That's the mob rules. It's a mob. Democracy is a mobocracy. The communist China is a democracy. Was, but democracies all devolve into dictatorships. It's just the way it works. The what is it? North Korea. I think Vietnam calls themselves a democracy. The mostest people wanted this to happen, so now everybody has to live under that rule. So now none of the people that think differently than the communists have a say in the way that the country's run. That's the way Nazi Germany became a thing. Was one political party took over the Democratic thinking bunch, where the people, the majority of the people should be able to dictate how everything runs. Boom, yeah, Rome. Now you got Nazi Germany, World War II, genocide. Not just everybody's always talking about the Jews and stuff. The Nazis killed a lot of people just because of their race. It wasn't just the Jews. They were pretty hard on Polish people too. They were really hard on gypsies. They killed a lot of people just because they weren't European. Anyways, a republic, everybody gets a say. You're not in a republic. Everybody doesn't get their way. The whole thing is a compromise. The whole country is run through compromise. The majority of people that want it this way have to settle for it being sort of that way, but where this group of people's rights and liberties are protected, continue to be protected. Right now, our rights and liberties are protected by the Constitution. Our government cannot do certain things. Our government cannot restrict the press. Our government restrict or control. They are not allowed to. They are not allowed by the Constitution to be involved in financially, politically. They cannot coerce. They cannot use shoulder rubbing. They're a politician cannot have friends in the press. The end. They can't do it. The press is not supposed to be political. That's the whole thing. I mean, the freedom of the press. The press is supposed to put out facts and truth. That's all. Uh, Opinion, while protected by the Constitution, is not journalism. 90% of the stuff you see in the press today isn't factual journalism. It's opinion. It's not news. Okay, people need to smarten up a little bit. Anyway, we do not want to live in a democracy. We don't live in a democracy. That's the reason we are as strong as we are. We're a lot stronger. The closer we move to a full democracy, there are elements of democracy in our election processes and governances, but we're a specific type of republic. Texas is the constitutional republic. Any law that is passed in the state of Texas has to be passed in the form of a constitutional amendment. They don't call it that on the news or whatever, but that's what it is. I mean, they have to amend the Constitution to pass a law. And it's got to be done by the people. In order to change laws, our elected representatives can write a legislation, but then for that legislation to be passed, it has to be voted on by the citizens of Texas. Which some of the stuff that passed was stupid this last time, and a lot of people were for it. Me and my wife were actually divided on a couple of them. But I can see her point. I think she could see mine, and she actually won me over on one. I did not win anybody over on the other, but without going into detail, there were some things that we saw differently. Because to me, one of them was a total waste, and it wasn't going to do anybody any good. It was just going to move the load from one person to another person, and that's not the way. That's not the way you do things. That's not. Yeah, that's not okay. So anyway, we're under a bridge by the. This is the Lone Wolf Creek. I fish or something. I actually have stuff I could go fishing right now. I could just turn this off and go fishing. There's really big long-eared perch in here. Never got a catfish or nothing. Anyway, in a democracy, a true democracy, the way everybody's trying to push this country, there would be laws preventing me from stopping here and fishing without all kinds of permits and stuff, because I might catch the last long-eared perch of a specific genetic strain that is only found in Lone Wolf Creek, X number of miles from where it dumps it, even though that doesn't exist because somebody says it could exist and it might happen. All of a sudden, next thing we got all these freaking rules, and they actually give somebody the authority to stop me fishing in this creek because I might catch a fish, because they don't think fishing is okay. What? That's not where we want to live. All the other democracies, by the way, all the parties that have joined in with the Democratic Party here, the Gay and Lesbian Coalition, which should be their own party, and the Labor Party, and the whatever, all there's so many different parties that should be out there. Two-party system is never going to work, because it allows them to pit one side against the other side instead of people being individuals. Anyway, all these people that are going with the Democrat Party, when they take over, they're going to make you illegal. They've done it in every other country when the Democrats, where the mob rules, when they take over and get all the power, when they are in control, they are going to make you illegal. You don't want a democracy. That's all there is to it. You want a republic with a constitution that protects your rights, your freedoms, and your liberties. That's what you want. Right now, there were some, and they've been taking them off. When they find them, they get them repealed and stuff like that, and that's what you work for. There are no federal laws saying that you can't be gay, trans, lesbian, blue, tattooed from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. There's no laws against that. So I don't want to go that way. Why are we pushing so hard? Now there are some on the local level. There are some people out there that need to wake up. Now, should I am adamantly against normalizing it and saying that a child should be taught that they can make a choice. If, as an adult, after living your life, you decide that you're trapped in the wrong body and you want to do something different, then do it. There's no way. I mean, a kid, 9, 10, 11, they don't even know if they like rock and roll or country and western. They don't know if they're into hip hop or jazz. I mean, give me a break. They don't know what their favorite color is. They've been taught that their favorite color is this or that, but they haven't on their own that made the decision that, oh no, I really like salmon. That's, by the way, I'm keeping my man card. My favorite color on this planet is hot pink. I absolutely I would wear pink all the time. I love the color pink. Sue me. I like purple too. I like pink and purple. My second favorite colors are yellow and black. But I mean, I pink is the bomb. Actually, blue with a nice pink on pink. Pink is just the stuff, man. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. See earlier videos. I happen to have on a dark pink shirt today. That's what red is, just dark pink, by the way. Red is just darker versions of orange and pink. That's all that. I'm standing on that. I like orange too. Orange is okay. And pink is best. Just because I may and may not have played with my sister with dolls when I was little, didn't mean that all of a sudden I was trapped in the wrong body. It meant that I was learning to be an adult and do things that adults do. Take care of children. Granted, my sister was wanting to feed them and change their diaper and stuff, and I was going to take the baby out and teach it how to do this or that or whatever. And after a while, my sister quit asking me to play with her with the dolls. Anyhow, we do not want to be in a democratic republic. Uh, we don't. Okay? Think about it. I mean, look into it. I mean, search the truth. You know, search your feelings. I mean, I'm not wrong. I'm not. None of this. I hope I didn't mumble, and I hope all the words were the right words. Hope I didn't hurt anybody's feelings. I don't give a fuck. And yeah, y'all still have. Oh no, I gotta go in here and do what I came here to do. God bless. Stay alive. Don't die.